Hi guys, my name's Nadine, welcome to my channel. So today I was just browsing my bookshelves and I realised how many Cosy Mystery series I have bought the first book of and still haven't read. And a quick count has told me that there are 10 beginnings of series on my shelves that I haven't started yet. So I thought that today I would show you my, my little pile of shame here. So some of these I've had a few years. So yeah, I'm going to show you these books and tell you what they're about, read the backs, because I'm awful at describing them if I haven't read them yet. I just can't keep it in my head. So, without further ado, the first book on my pile of shame is this, A Killer Read, and that is by Erika Chase. It's an Ashton Corners book club mystery. No one thought much of the stranger who stopped by the Ashton Corners mystery readers meeting, but when he's killed just moments later, Lizzie Turner finds herself in the midst of a dangerous murder mystery. Reading specialist and mystery book lover Lizzie Turner was excited for the first meeting of the Ashton Corners Mystery Readers and Cheese Straw Society. Gosh, that's a mouthful. Hosted in Molly Matthews' old southern mansion. But she didn't expect the gathering to become the scene of an actual murder. A stranger has been shot, and nobody knows who the victim is, or how Molly's antique gun came to be used as the murder weapon. As the plot becomes all too real, the police chief, Lizzie's former high school crush, steps in to investigate. Then, Lizzie begins finding mysterious manuscript chapters in her mailbox, and Molly surfaces as the next name on the killer's list. So this sounds like a really good time, actually. So you've got southern mansions, you've got books. I love books about books, I mean, who doesn't? Cute cover, yeah, that sounds really cool. Next, another bookish one is Double Booked for Death, a Black Cat bookshop mystery by Ali Brandon. And this one is about Darla. Darla Pettistone left Texas for New York after unexpectedly inheriting her great Aunt Dee's Brooklyn bookstore. She didn't know that the store's mascot, Hamlet, an oversized black cat with a personality to match, was also part of the deal, and he may be more trouble than Darla bargained for. As the new owner of Pettistone's fine books, Darla Pettistone is determined to prove herself a worthy successor to her late great Aunt Dee, and equally determined to outwit Hamlet, the smarter-than-thou cat she inherited along with the shop. Darla's first store event is a real coup. The hottest best-selling author of the moment is holding a signing there, which brings hordes of fans and some protesters. When the author meets an untimely end during the event, it's hardly good for business, even though it's ruled an accident, until Hamlet digs up a clue that seems to indicate otherwise. Now Darla fears a killer might be lurking about. Can the interfering Hamlet point the paw at the culprit without losing one of his own 9 lives? So, again, bookish, set in Brooklyn, which I don't think I've read any set around there so far. And it's giving me Cat Who vibes, with the cat sort of helping to solve the crime. And I love the Cat Who series. I think Cat Who is very much the gateway book into Cosy Mysteries for a lot of us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Next, I just love the cover of this. And I'm kind of saving this for a rainy October evening. It's A Dark and Stormy Murder, a writer's apprentice mystery by Juliet Buckley. Camilla Graham's best-selling suspense novels inspired Leighann London to become a writer. So when she lands a job as Camilla's new assistant, she can't believe her luck. Not only will she help her idol craft an enchanting new mystery, she'll get to live rent-free in Camilla's gorgeous Gothic home in the quaint town of Blue Lake, Indiana. But Lena's fortune soon changes for the worst. First she lands in the centre of a small-town gossip for befriending the local recluse. Then she stumbles across one thing that a Camilla Graham novel is never without, a dead body, found on her new boss's lakefront property. Now Lena must take a page out of one of Camilla's books to hunt down clues in a real crime that seems to be connected to the novelist's mysterious estate before the killer writes them both out of the story for good. So yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a really cool read. definitely going to save this for sort of around September, October, when the nights start to get a little bit darker. Not that they're not dark at the moment in England. The weather has been awful. Rubbish summer, really is. But yeah, that sounds really good. Next is one that I bought when I was doing my 50 States Reading Challenge, which I never finished. I'm so sorry about that. I started that during the pandemic because I was fed up with the fact that we couldn't travel, and so I decided to read a book from each of the 50 states of America so that I could travel vicariously. And I think I made it like 5 or 6, I'm not sure. I really liked doing it. It was just, yeah, life, you know. But I bought this for the New York stage of my travels, I think. Anyway, it's Coached to Death by Victoria Laurie. I don't know what the series is called. When Catherine Cooper settles in the Hamptons on the heels of a nasty split from her longtime husband, the luxurious coastal community turns out to be the perfect place for murder. Cat Cooper never imagined selling off her marketing firm would mean going from the pinnacle of success to a walking hot mess. Gouged from an unexpected divorce, Cat suddenly finds herself struggling as a life coach for the hopelessly adrift in East Hampton and contending with Heather Holland, a spiteful neighbour who will do anything to bully her out of town. But her second act may very well continue behind bars when Heather's dead body turns up next to a shattered punch bowl and Cat's pinned as the murderer. But given Heather's mean girl reputation, any one of the guests at her invite-only luncheon could have committed the crime. Determined not to trade designer duds for an unflattering prison jumpsuit, Cat sides with her best friend Gilly to scour chic boutiques and oceanfront mansions in search of the criminal who framed her. With a stoic detective looking to get her in cuffs, it's up to Cat to catch the real killer and land on her feet once again. So yeah, that sounds like a really nice setting as well. Yeah, looking forward to that one. Next, we are leaving the luxurious Hamptons and going to a farm with No Farm, No Foul, A Farmer's Daughter Mystery by Peg Cochran. So on her blog, The Farmer's Daughter, Shelby McDonald is growing her audience as she posts recipes, gardening tips and her experiences raising 2 kids and running Love Blossom Farm in the small western Michigan town of Lovett. Working the farm is demanding but peaceful until that peace is shattered when the minister's wife is murdered on Shelby's property during a fundraiser for a local church. But the manure really hits the fan when Shelby's good friend, veterinarian Kelly Thacker, emerges as the prime suspect. Shelby decides to dig in and find the murderer by herself. As more suspects crop up, she'll have to move fast before someone else buys the farm. So yeah, that sounds like that's going to be lots of fun. And as a country girl, I am looking forward to that as well. I'm going to stop saying I'm looking forward to that. I'm clearly looking forward to all of them. That's why I bought them. But yeah. Next is one by Krista Davies, The Diva Runs Out of Time. Now this is the first in the domestic diva mystery. I think I did read one of the books in this series, but like much later in the series, which prompted me to buy the first one. Some dishes are best served cold. Few can compete with the Natasha Smith when it comes to entertaining, but her childhood rival Sophie Winston certainly tries. While Natasha is known for her intricate centerpieces and painstakingly prepared gourmet meals, Sophie likes to keep things simple, real simple. Natasha may have stolen the spotlight and Sophie's husband, but Sophie is determined to take home the prize at the stupendous stuffing shakedown. She just needs the right ingredients. However, Sophie's search for the perfect turkey takes a basting when she stumbles across a corpse. And when the police find her name and photo inside the victim's car, they think she has some explaining to do. Sophie will have to set her trussing aside to solve the murder, or she'll be serving up prison grub, and that definitely wouldn't be a good thing. So, yes, the diva runs out of time. Next, If Walls Could Talk A haunted home renovation mystery by Juliet Blackwell. Oh, I might go for this next. I'm really liking sort of the renovation type things at the moment. She puts up walls, he walks through them. Since she took over her father's construction business, Melanie Turner has made quite a name for herself, remodeling historic houses in the San Francisco Bay Area. But now her reputation may be on the line. At her newest renovation project, a rundown Pacific Heights mansion, Mel is visited by the ghost of a colleague who recently met a bad end with power tools. Mel hopes that by tracking down the killer, she can rid herself of the ghostly presence of the murdered man. Mel's only clue is an odd box she discovers inside a wall at the job site. If she can make sense of its mysterious contents, she might be able to nail a killer before she becomes the next construction casualty. I might start this when I get up to date with the other one that I'm reading, called The Fixer-Upper Mysteries, yeah, because I'm really enjoying those at the moment. So I don't think I want two sort of home remodelling ones at the same time. That sounds fun. I like the supernatural element, as long as it's not like too much. But yeah, I really like that. Oh, speaking of supernatural elements, Ghostly Paws. This is by Leighann Dobbs, and it's a Mystic Notch Cosy Mystery. It's got ghosts, cats and quirky small town characters. Middle age can be murder. At least that's how it seems to former crime journalist Wilhelmina Chance, whose near-fatal accident has given her a strange side effect. She sees ghosts. After a messy divorce sends her fleeing back to her hometown of Mystic Notch, nestled in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, Willa finds herself haunted by the tenacious ghost of the town librarian who insists Willa solve her murder. Luckily, she has lots of help, including a quirky cast of small-town characters, the cat she's inherited from her grandmother, and her best friend Pepper, who claims her herbal teas can work magic. But just when Willa thinks she's discovered who the killer is, she finds out that things are not what they seem in Mystic Notch, and the case takes a strange turn that has Willa adding even some of her long-time friends to her suspect list. Can Willa find the real killer in time to keep the magical balance in Mystic Notch on the side of good, or will evil prevail? So I haven't seen anybody else talking about this one, so let me know if this is one that you've read or, you know, it's on your radar. I'll be interested to know if it's any good. I picked this one up in a charity shop, and it's very rare actually to pick up Cosy Mysteries. In England, we don't get like these ones. They don't turn up. These, I have to always order them online because we just don't have them. So it's very, very rare to pick up a Cosy Mystery in England that's not MC Beaton. But yeah, that sounds like it could be interesting. And speaking of MC Beaton, I've two here. So I've been working my way steadily through the Agatha Raisin series, and I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm having a good time with it. I do have several Hamish Macbeth books on my shelves, and I have yet to even attempt reading one. So the first one in the Hamish Macbeth murder mystery series is Death of a Gossip. She sleeps with the Fishers. When society widow and gossip columnist Lady Jane Winters joins the local fishing class, she wastes no time in ruffling feathers, or should that be fins, of those around her. Among the victims of her sharp tongue is locked-up constable Hamish Macbeth. Yet not even Hamish thinks someone would seriously want to silence Lady Jane's shrill voice permanently until her strangled body is fished out of the river. Now, with the help of the lovely Priscilla Halberton Smythe, Hamish must steer a course through the choppy waters of the Tattler's life to find a murderer. But with a school of suspects who aren't willing to talk and the dead woman telling no tales, Hamish may well be in over his head. He knows that secrets are dangerous, knowledge is power, and killers, when cornered, usually do strike again. So I'm hoping that I enjoy this series as much as the Agatha Raisin. I know that this is a popular MC Beaton series, so fingers crossed. But this was one that I picked up recently, also by MC Beaton, but it was originally written under the name of Marion Chesney by the look of it. So the first one is Snobbery with Violence, and the series, I did have a look at this because I couldn't find it on Fantastic Fiction under MC Beaton. It's the Edwardian Murder Mystery series. So if you're looking for these and you struggle to find it under MC Beaton, look for Marion Chesney. So yeah, Snobbery with violence. After a brief and ill-advised dalliance with the suffragette movement, Lady Rose Summer's debut season in London society turns out to be a complete disaster. Rose's father suspects that her fiancé, Sir Geoffrey Blandon, is a first-class scoundrel and calls in Captain Harry Cathcart to investigate. But when a malicious guest is found dead in suspicious circumstances, Rose becomes far more interested in discovering the truth than in landing a more appropriate suitor. As Harry and Rose begin to unravel a web of lies and rumour, a clever murderer sets out to make Rose's dreadful first season her last. So again, this is one that I've never really seen people talk about. So when I picked it up in the charity shop, this was the first I'd heard of this. So let me know if you've read this, or if you've read any of these, which series should I get to first? What am I really missing out on? But yeah, those are the ones that have been languishing on these shelves. I've recently redone my shelving, as I do every so often. And yeah, it's always nice actually to look through your shelves, I find, because there's things that you forget that you've bought, and things that you were like really excited to read, and then they get sort of superseded by the next things that come in. So yeah, it's been eye-opening seeing what I've got lurking there. So that is it for this time. I think I might do another Cosy Mystery video maybe later today if I get a chance, and tell you about the Cosy Mysteries that are on my wish list, of which there are many. But yeah, for now, that is it. And I will catch you next time, guys. Bye!